Hey, welcome to Rollin, where we all use our degrees to play some D&D. Enjoy our shenanigans, but first, roll the intro. Alright, and welcome back. So, where we last left off, let's see, let me double check some things. I have a million tabs open.
As one does.
As one does.
Little times today.
Alright, so. We last left off on Eloquence the 7th. It is about to be the 8th. You guys stopped for the night. However, yesterday, you awoke from a strange dream that Kyrina took forever to also wake up from. But in those split moments where it was just the three of you who were awake, someone had things happen, someone had magic things happen, and unlocked perhaps a new ability with transparent hands that when looking over anyone could see a specific magical effect. After experimenting over everybody, you discovered that Luca has a mark of Ulabarin, the angel of protector of infants and mothers, Angel Lorana, on his neck, as well as strange green ribbons or bindings on our friend, our feathered friend Thalen's arms. And then, Kyrina, when she woke up, you started doing stuff to her. You couldn't quite pick up too much off of that other than what you have previously discovered. While you were making a bunch of noise in the middle of the night in a campground, people were bound to be nosy. Specifically...
People were getting bound. I was like...
Wait, what did that happen?
No! I mean, maybe the next tent over. Well...
That's
Anyway.
What happened with you and
No.
the wizard?
No. Speaking of the wizard, you guys met Lula. Lula, she is a wizard, new friend. Lula went over and eavesdropped on the rest of you because you were being very, very loud.
Mm-hmm.
She was taking notes on all of your strange habits and yada yada yadas. And then early in that morning, your intense preparedness aided you,
Yes, did.
Philo, in using, what was it, chalk dust? Was it chalk dust? Yeah.
It was chalk dust.
It was chalk dust on
Not fucking
our dear
sand,
friend
chalk dust.
on Lula, as she was trying to run away, because she was nervous about you guys catching her. She was caught in the act of paying attention to someone being loud next to her.
Hey,
She was
eavesdropping.
She was
She was
eavesdropping.
eavesdropping.
She was eavesdropping.
She was taking notes on us.
Anyway, so after some discussion, an agreement was come upon that she would actually ride with you all to Kirvin, the town you were already headed to, and supposedly her hometown. And same thing with Thalen, that's your hometown. And you grew up not together, but like next to each other, you know, like you guys were in the same kindergarten class, but you don't remember. That kind of thing.
They barely remember me. I don't remember them at all.
Yeah,
She remembers
it's...
your mom.
She remembers your mom.
Your mom's more memorable than you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, adults are generally more memorable than the other
kids.
kindergarten kid.
That's what we're in fact, she's a spy. A green spy.
Oh yeah, Thalen's mom being a spy. Sure, yeah.
The mom spy network.
The mom spy network.
Mom's next door.
Oh, of course, yeah. But on your way to Kirvin, hold on one second. You guys came across a pack of wolves, wolf things, and they were about to take over your cart. They were thinking about, they were eyeing it up, and then Kyrina, using her quick thinking, used Cornchip, her crow, her fire spirit, to scare them off, intimidate them away. And I think Philo, did you back them up?
Yeah.
Yeah. backed him up.
Nice loud noise.
And for all intents and purposes, you guys rolled really well. The wolves backed off, and you were able to continue on your way. So now you guys are about maybe a couple hours outside of Kirvan. However, it's the middle of the night. It's getting close to the middle of the night. You guys decided it'd probably be best if you just made camp and stayed the night instead of trying to make it all the way into town.
Look at there nice and early.
Nice and early. So, your agreement with Lula was that she would sleep away from you because you have wild magic.
Wild magic.
And she wasn't necessarily disappointed in that, because although she's interested in all of your magical weirdness, because that's kind of what her thesis is about, she fancies a specific elf that's in your party. Luca. Kind of strange, they got similar names.
Oh,
Yeah.
One letter off.
One letter off. I didn't plan that. Anyway, she wasn't necessarily heartbroken over the fact of sleeping next to you. So,
Where?
I don't even sleep, so that's funny.
Sorry.
Trance next to you.
You might
Hey, you
have
made
to-
Primo take the fall for trying to get this lady to not sleep near her. She's gonna throw you under the bus as well.
What else were we gonna tell her? We got a weird orb? That's not gonna deter her.
Yeah, and the magic barely was a way to deter her in the first place. Now this is just an extra
This was
bonus.
Alan's idea, actually.
You didn't tell her that.
Yes, I did! I said Alan had a great idea.
I said that out of
Selective memory.
Dallin did have the idea of just lying about you having wild magic, but the whole thing of you two together was not me at all.
Mhm.
Also, the idea to harass him
Well, that's just because that's
is just you.
brother-sister kind of relationship. So this is... I'm not a fan of...
No, yeah, your
Yeah.
cameras are in the way.
Yeah. Just sit off to the side. While Lula is going through her pack, getting everything undone, if you guys want to roleplay for a second while I pull some things up, feel free.
Well, do you know any breakfast places in Cuba? Since we'll be getting that.
I'm assuming most places that were there when I was around have probably either closed or changed so much that I wouldn't recognize it.
You never know, like family businesses, they last.
How long have it been since you last were there?
It's like 15.
14, 15 years? It's been a long time.
How old are you?
This was a part of our little like introduction.
I believe as of now, 28.
Blame.
Yeah, believe?
I've turned. It was beginning of the year that I turned 28. Is that a double check and remember that?
I had to go through my notes.
My dice. That's fine. I'll pick it up here, but keep going.
There might be a few things left. I mean, it's been 14 years.
Your parents' like business is still there. It has been since you were born, you know, like businesses last.
There might be some.
We'll just have to see.
Were there
They're
just
just not get out very much, or
We mostly ate at home. It was cheaper that way. And also, if we did go out, I'm not going to be one to remember it. I was young when we were there.
maybe Lula has some ideas. She's still unpacking, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you guys all have a good enough passive for this. A lot of what she decided to pack, and she's unpacking and double checking and triple checking. And maybe you made note last time that she had her bag open, as if you remember, her bag is kind of like a bag of holding, but it's like a drawstring bag that if she could pull it open and then flatten it out, kind of like actually like this. Well, let me demonstrate for the camera. Kind of like this, where she can undo it and then pin it back together, but instead of snaps, it is a like a drawstring.
Drawstring, yeah.
And then it seems like it has infinite storage, so something akin to a bag of holding, but there's a
weirdly designed bag of holding.
yeah, and there's a little logo on it, which you might assume
Branding?
is branding.
No, that's just the computer.
Okay, cool. Technical difficulties.
Well, restart.
Let's restart the computer right now, guys. Let's
Right.
restart the computer. No. But anyway, it has a branding on it. A little bit of a dragon. That's why I'm wearing a little dragon today. A little dragon icon on
Little
it.
dragon.
But a lot of the stuff that she seems to bring with her are vials, a lot of alchemical supplies. There are these strange things. I'm trying to see who might. Can all of you roll Arcana for me?
Oh boy, I love that.
Or medicine, if you would like medicine.
Yeah, I'll do medicine.
That was an 8.
Oh,
And what? Medicine or Arcana?
Either one.
Okay.
9.
15.
Okay. So this is really funny. That too. But you're like, not quite sure what that is. Maybe you're just trying not to make eye contact with Lula, so you kind of like don't look too hard at it. But you've got bird eyes, so you're paying attention.
Bird eyes.
What do your bird eyes see?
I also
You
got
see-
that bird neck. I could just.
Oh yeah, because you can.
I-
Owls can look all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Just-
You look into her bag, and I'll buy the alchemical supplies. She also seems to be carrying prepackaged needles, and glass vials.
She's a faucet.
Not that doesn't exist yet, but does seem to be like medical supplies akin to that as well, like specific. Now you're looking at it. There are a lot of ingredients here that are more medical aligned, as if she knows how to. She might have a proficiency in medicine, you might say.
I don't know why that scares me.
Don't let it scare you.
That's fine.
Easy for you to say.
But as she's packing away, and you ask her about ideas for breakfast, right? Is it? Okay.
She didn't make breakfast places in
yeah.
Cuban.
She looks up. Oh, well, it's been quite a while since I've been there, and nothing really comes to mind immediately. I know there was once a good.
Good restaurants there.
I mean,
You have contact with your siblings there still, right?
That is true.
Do you know
I
if
do.
Armados is still open?
What is it?
Armados is the.
Armados. Oh,
I think
was-
that tabaxi run like breakfast
yes.
tacos.
I remember that one. I could ask, but it's the middle of the night. I shouldn't ask, but I could.
I was just wondering if you had heard from any of them.
You could
I mean,
always ask in the morning.
That is true. I will ask in the morning. I think that it should be. It should still be there. I would assume so. It hasn't been that long, but if it's still as good as it used to be, I assume it's still open. But so I told you I was going to kill him, but why are you all going to kill him? I believe we didn't even talk about why you were going.
We're trying out the whole like adventure thing.
Oh,
Philo's always wanted to travel.
Yes.
You know.
that makes sense. Where are my
To
d20s?
be clear, we're not traveling to a caravan, we're just
Yeah, we're
passing
just
through.
passing through.
I was wondering why your final destination would be Kieran. No offense.
We're going south.
It's a 15.
Oh, no, do I need to
Insight.
roll something? Do we
Yeah,
all
do
need to
I-
roll
You
something?
roll deception. You can either choose both to roll deception
Would-
and choose the highest, or give someone advantage.
I'm not particularly
I-
charismatic.
Lie to save her life.
Since I was talking in it as well, I can roll for it, especially since at least they vaguely know me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you roll and I roll one.
Okay.
Don't you curse my dice. Oh, natural 20.
Oh.
One.
23.
Oh
She
wow.
didn't know the
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, she's none the wiser.
Good, because people can't lie to save her.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You know, I've heard many of, growing up, I've heard a lot of adventurers go to the west, or across the sea, or to the far east, because hold on, what is that
We
place?
wanted to just try something new, something nobody else has ever done
Right,
before.
so
That's true.
we don't want to go too far on Philo's first time.
Ah,
Paul then, you know.
right.
I wasn't really allowed out very often.
Is it? Hold on. She's smart enough. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's because of the magic problems, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That's usually the problem. Yeah. Well, now you're getting to get out. Why now?
Fondly convinced her mother.
Or like left without her knowing.
Oh, we love that. See?
Listen, I'm an adult. I can leave if I want.
I said that, but I was not an adult. I was 15, and then I went across the sea. So I understand.
It's not the same thing.
What's not the same thing?
I'm 28.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's the same concept of wanting to, I'm guessing, start a new life.
Or just see the world.
Understood.
So that's what we're doing.
Ah, interesting.
What about you? You said you had studied magic, but it looks like you're also a practitioner of medicine.
Oh, yes. So, as I've told you before, a lot of my studies are connected to magic and how it works in the body. Not just, oh gosh, how do I say this? Oftentimes magic is associated with, what's wrong?
What? Continue.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I told Philo earlier that magic becomes wild when it can't flow correctly. A lot of things do such that. Think about in a dam situation where like there's water flowing and it's stopped by a dam, but say that dam is too weak and it breaks and all of a sudden there's water everywhere. You could equate that to like a wild magic surge, or a cursed object malfunctioning and becoming cursed, or all the things. I specifically study how magic is inlaid in the body, so that specifically is related to sorcerers, because with warlocks and druids and clerics, all their magic flows into them from a different source. It's very interesting to look at and study, but sorcerers have this this innateness in their blood. It's almost like they have two hearts or something, and something else in their body becomes a conduit for that. I've seen, there was one sorcerer that I remember talking to him, and it was so strange because this was a dragonborn, and like I said, it's sort of like a dragon person, but not actually a dragon person. It's sort of like a big reptile. They don't have tails though. That's very important. They do not have tails. But he had these like black scales, but there was one scale that was gold instead. Relax, there's no time travel here. And it was right underneath his eye, right here. And when it was fine, he was walk about his business, all that, do fine. But then when he casted the simple spell, and this could be something as simple as, and then just for a quick moment, you see her cast mage armor on herself, just really quickly. And you see this glowing of blue light that kind of look, in the movie Dune, the one with Timothy Chalamet. It goes like, yeah, it goes like a, and it's this blue aura, and then it kind of sticks and becomes more stable to her. And there's this like light blue aura around her where like armor would lay. Even when you would cast something simple as this thing called mage armor, I don't know if you're familiar, but it's sort of like fake armor, but real armor. Anyway, point is, when he would cast something like that, there would his little scale would flick up. It would like, and it wouldn't fall out, but it would get so loose that it would mess up his whole spell. It was so strange, so interesting. And then like to make it stop, they just push it back in, which is like not usually what happens. But
what would happen if it just like flew away?
See, I had that same question, and I wanted to try to pull it out, but
That seems rude.
well, I asked politely if we could try that, and they said no. Because
Reason
I mean, it could.
beyond
Hmm.
no.
Well, a lot of times the theory is that because it's causing a lot of magic problems, it might cause a bigger problem if it was removed, in a sense of like maybe a big explosion, or maybe he could die from it, or something like that. It was, but also he's fine. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's still around. He was part of the case study for a little while, but and then he went back to his what's it called? Tom something. I can't remember what it's called. I feel bad. He talked about it quite a lot. It's a place where all Dragonborn are. It's like an island where all they live. They all live there.
They all come from the same island.
I think so, but I could be wrong.
Where did they come? Oh, I don't know.
Like if they're all on.
Now, I don't know about that one. But point is,
Only be born on the island, or can they like leave?
Is it like turtles?
It might just be a community thing where they just
Yeah, I would.
stay on the island and
to
don't leave it.
Have the babies.
I mean, I assume it's sort of like saying all humans come from the Quad Cities or something. It's a little silly when you say it out loud, but anyway. But yes, so I have supplies. Going back around, I do have supplies on me to give medical aid, or specifically medical study, because I have specific devices that allow me to test, blood and all that. Yeah. What?
What?
I feel like I'm missing something here.
I thought you were looking at
Me
me.
too. I don't know what. What? No.
Okay. Yes.
I will say I do actually no wait mage armor. I do know that song.
Oh, fun.
I know.
Where did you learn it?
You ever done it before? Have I seen you do that? Yes, you have. Oh, I've seen you do that.
You know when like we've ever been in danger and I fell out of a tree that one time.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yes. And it doesn't look as pretty as hers.
I mean, it stopped a tree from smooshing you, so.
You know, I haven't. I know if you like mage armor, have you ever heard of shield? I can teach it
I
to
feel
you.
like every good mage should know that.
Exactly. Every good mage knows shield. It's quite literally in our it's one of the first spells you learn in the academy is shield.
I do not know shield, but I don't.
Oh, you must not be a good mage then. Sorry, it's a joke I heard.
I'm not a mage. I'm a sorceress. Pretty sure there's a difference.
So it's fine. It's
Well, I
like a
mean-
definition of mage.
Well, I mean, mage is anyone who can cast magic.
Okay, well, I didn't learn how to cast any of my magic. They just came to me.
Yes.
Maybe that's why you have wilds are just
Although I
you have
don't
no
believe
shield, so you're not a good mage.
I don't believe every mage can learn it though. I know with my divine domain, it's not something that's applicable to me. Not that I cast many spells in the first place.
See, you say that, and then I know quite a few casters that have learned different spells because they put their mind to it. Perhaps you just need to sit down and read a book. Sorry, that came out a lot ruder than I thought it would come out as, but sorry. I'm sure you've read
Oh.
plenty of books.
I've done a lot of reading in my time, but typically up to this point I've not had to do any study on fighting. I'm not a fighter, nor have I intended to be. I've never had the need to learn it.
Gotcha. Alright.
Now you're adventuring with us.
Yes, why? I know you chose to do this because why did you just come along because you were headed to give in for something
No.
or
A mutual friend had asked me to aid them. Of course, as I am a cleric of Everkin, I am skilled with healing and keeping others alive.
got it.
And that seemed like something that would be useful in this case.
Mm.
Something definitely out of my comfort zone, but I was asked by someone close, so I am deciding to do it.
We ran into Karina, kind of pitched the idea to her, and she just thought it would be fun.
She's been so tired.
She got the brunt of the bad dream last night, so I think she's sleepy.
Yeah. It's not the most controllable thing.
Oh. What's not the most controllable thing?
The dreams.
Ah,
You know, the
That's
reason
true.
why we told you to not
right,
witness
right,
us.
right.
Yeah, we're used to it.
I did tell you what I studied. I could, if you'd let me, try to stay awake and make notes, see if anything happens.
The last time that happened,
Mhm.
all of us still fell asleep, including that one.
Oh.
And we're stuck asleep until the dream let us out.
So, does that happen often?
It's happened every night since it started.
When it
Like-
started?
It's happened like every once in a while, but now it's become more frequent.
And we don't know if it lasts for everybody, and if it lasts after you
We
come in
don't know if
contact
it's
with us.
like contagious.
So you're moving around.
It only happens at night, which is why we're
Sorry.
staying
Bless you.
far away from people.
Oh.
Contagious as in like if you sleep and get a dream, not like being around people during the day, not that kind of contagious.
It's proximity based. If you're around it when it's that time to sleep, it's when it tends to happen.
And this emanates from you?
Yep. There she's
Yes.
sitting.
Got it.
Gaslight gatekeep girl.
So why don't you go pick somewhere closer to civilization, rest
You know,
camp.
this will be a good chance to see if when you aren't near me, maybe you don't get a dream.
That's a good point.
Do you have the orb with you?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, just making sure.
No, we left it behind.
You know, she has the last
I
name,
was
so-
wondering if it was you or Thalen that had it, or
No,
if you left it
she-
in the cart.
She always has it on her.
Okay.
Because she has it in the baby carrier on her back.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Okay. Well.
So you go pick a spot.
Okay. I'll go here. She stands like maybe about a foot, 2 feet away from you two.
No, like
Based on our general idea, how far do we think the radius of this thing is? How far was?
because they didn't have the dreams that one night
Mm-hmm.
that
But
it hatched.
you did.
But I did on the outside the room.
Mm-hmm.
And how
How
close?
far were they?
And how close were the rest of the campers? Because none of them got it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as
And they were at least within hearing distance of us.
Yeah. I would say the radius is about 120 feet.
okay.
That I'm maybe a little bit more than that, a little bit smaller than that, because it changes. But safely, you can assume anything past 120 feet is probably the safe zone.
Gather your things.
And say so far away from you.
I turn her up. Start pushing her. Do you have your things?
I might as well just walk to Cuban now.
I'm not
You are
stopping
gonna
you.
You're gonna get hurt if you do that.
Fine.
I walk her 300 feet away.
Oh my
No.
god! Okay, I think this is a little excessive.
Do you actually take her 300 feet away?
I'll do 200.
150.
No.
Because Phila will stop you if you get too far. Because she also wants you nearby just in case something happens.
We're
Nah.
still in like sight and yelling distance.
Once it gets dark enough, we will be out of sight, but no matter.
It's fine.
Fine. I just don't want you too far.
Remember, I can run 120 feet in 6 seconds. I know that's a weird metric. It's how fast I
Oddly
can run.
specific.
I know.
That is oddly specific. Alright.
Could just say 20 feet a second.
I can run 20 feet a second.
Alright, well, guess I'll set up camp.
I promise it's not because we don't want you around. It's genuinely a safety thing.
Alright.
I would love to hear all about all of your magic stuff again tomorrow on our trip. I promise.
Okay.
I'm gonna go help them get settled and then I'll be back. I
Alright.
walk back over to our camp. So is it just me sleeping with her or
I would assume so.
shut
yes.
up, God?
I think so. Sorry.
Alright. What's the watch situation? Because I can still, like, take a watch.
I guess just keep watch over on. I guess your area, because you still
Right.
need them to be protected. We can keep watch over here ourselves as well.
I guess Kyrana maybe we can have her do first, then you second, and then I can do the other two.
Something like that.
1 second.
I don't really want to be just next to her. I don't like all those needles.
Stay up the first 2 watches. and
Right.
I will be up the second 2 watches, and I can.
Okay, you can like watch from over here. Yes. Make sure she doesn't have any needles.
I will pay my best attention. That's part of the reason why I didn't want you that far. Because I can't see that far.
I don't think, even if they were
We'll have a
closer,
fire.
we'd be able to see them.
We'll have a fire also over here. So you can see the light.
Alright, just make sure you sleep between us and the fire so then I can see you. You can see silhouettes and stuff at least.
If she approaches me, come figure out what's happening.
Okay.
Great, I'll go over there then. Yay.
Good luck.
Alright,
Well, fine.
I get my bedroll. Go over. Oh, hi.
Hi.
I'll be taking the first 4 hours watch.
Okay.
So, Philo's also. After that, if you want to watch, you can.
Okay.
But Philo will be keeping an eye from over there. So it's up to you to stay up at home. You can go to bed now. Do you want me to wake you up?
Okay, out of character. There's 4 watches. Who's going in what order?
For
So
our
first
group
one.
is going to be Kyrena, Fallon, and then Philo for a second. The bottom last.
Who's first order? Karna
Kyrena.
and Fallon. And then
I'm doing the first 2. I'm doing the first 2 watches
For their campsite.
next to Luna.
oh, I see.
Because they're too far away to have conversations with each other.
And the second watch is still Kyrena and Fallon.
No, Kyrena's doing the first one.
Okay, and
Fallon's
Fallon.
doing the second.
Okay.
Because they can only stay up for 1
Gotcha,
watch
gotcha,
each.
And then the next one is Philo.
For the next 2.
Yeah, she's doing 2 because she only needs to sleep for 2 hours. Sorry, for the first 2 watches.
She'll do the. She'll do the last one.
Okay, so there's only 1 watch that it's just Philo awake.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, we can deal with this. Okay. So,
And I will go ahead, before we start the watches, I will set up an alarm around you, or just more specifically the orb.
Yeah.
Lula will take this time also to, as a ritual, put alarm around
sick.
this spell as well, or this camp as well. So, let's see, is she doing anything? No, it's just alarm. Okay. Yep. Wizard things.
Wizard things?
We love wizards.
This is the closest I've ever gotten to playing a wizard.
Imagine
Long
forced
term.
you to become this lady to become a DM NPC and just drag
Oh
her with
god.
them. You have to play a wizard.
Oh gosh. Okay. Anyway, so is there anything else you guys want to do before bedtime / watch time?
No.
Alrighty.
I'll go ahead, actually.
Mhm.
Since we have a little bit of time, I'll probably try to cook something.
Yay!
It's been a while that I've
Dinner.
been fancy.
Dinner. You can make a if you want to. I don't know. If you want to make a check or roll, we can decide that now. Or if you just want to say I cooked something, we can leave it up to chance to see if you guys
see
like
what-
it or not.
Because right now we have rations on us, and
Mhm.
some whatever I can find around here that might be natural at, but
Mhm.
I'm good at cooking. I've done it most of my life,
Okay.
and I do have proficiency with the tools.
All right. Cool. Go for it.
Do you have spices on you?
Lula can
Maybe,
offer
like-
some if
We
you.
have those sandwiches.
I mean, it probably comes with the we do have the sandwiches, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might make a side to go with the sandwiches.
Nice.
Ah.
There we go.
Yeah, because the sandwiches are probably
Little
about to go bad.
A nice little cup of soup.
So we get proficiency plus
It's wisdom. Is it
wisdom. 14 for the side dish.
Okay.
Where is the sandwich? Because I think the sandwich counts as a bag of holding, right?
No, you didn't put it in there.
right.
Because
got
I
right here,
asked and you were like,
18.
no, hold on to it.
So go ahead, I'll give out. We have 5 sandwiches actually to give out because we have 5 of us.
Nice.
So I give everyone one of the sandwiches and a little side dish, which is made of probably like mixed nuts, some like basic like little dried bits of meat,
Nice.
some like fresh like diced, probably some spring onions or whatever I can find around here.
Nice. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Everyone has a nice dinner, and the first watch is Kyrna and Luca. If anyone wants to play Kyrna real quick or roll for Kyrna.
You on Kyra's side.
Oh, I don't have her sheet pulled up.
I'm kidding.
We're all in the same beyond account.
Yeah, can you? Because I don't want.
Here, I got it. I can do it.
Okay. Because I realized I was like, wait, I think all of us have little bits of secrets on our stuff,
True.
and I don't want to see secrets.
It's true. And this is perception. Perceptions. Oh, Kyrna probably falls asleep during her
Oh, no.
watch.
They're
They are very tired. I got a nat 1.
oh my god, yeah, they're out.
Kyrna, I imagine, was sitting there and just staring out.
And corn chip did not bother to
Oh,
wake
yeah.
Did
up.
Corn Chip keep watch then?
Oh yeah.
I can roll for corn chip.
Hope I did for
What's up?
my watch when it comes up. I did send you something on Discord.
Gotcha. Oh, corn chip was alert.
That's where all the
He always
Vigilant.
is. He always is.
Got an 18. He was vigilant.
He might be vigilant, but if he sees a threat coming, he might just watch.
He'd be like, oh, this is funny. I got a 15.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing really happens. Corn chip probably flies over to where you are, does a little. Flies where you guys are, and just. Like, you see him, like, going around in a circle. He's on watch. He's on watch.
No, he's patrolling.
He's patrolling. He's purposely not setting off the alarms. He's very talented at that.
Oh my gosh.
Sneaky.
Flying
Yeah.
over the alarm.
And then kind of fell asleep on watch.
He flies at people making direct eye contact.
At first, maybe Luca, you see, you know, if Kyrna's kind of like nodding off to the side, you're like, oh no, is it happening again? And then you see nothing, no magical nothings. Oh, she just fell asleep. Oh, okay. Everything, we're all good. Crisis averted. We're all good. When you're in, yeah, no, that's it. Second watch. Fallon.
And I got an 11.
Oh, that's worse. Cool. 9.
Gotcha. Wait, you got a 9?
Yes, I did.
You got a...
Oh my god, oh my god.
Nothing. Anyway.
Oh?
Anyways. So... Cornchip continues his... Don't look at me. Cornchip continues his rounds.
How much does corn chip need to sleep?
You don't know. You don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe he doesn't even need to sleep.
You don't know.
Oh, I didn't
Cornchip
know.
is a fire spirit.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a spirit.
Yeah.
Does he need sleep?
But he can
needs
sleep.
oxygen in his phone.
Yeah. When he noticed that the fire is kind of starting to go out, the corn chip relights it, kind of spits, and then it
Thanks.
keeps going. Don't really, neither of you notice anything really. Thankfully.
Yeah, you might just see from the other side, like, I'm probably just sitting around the campfire, probably have my head swivel around every once in a while, just looking around.
180 degrees.
Yeah.
You
then
have
just
reflective eyes.
Yeah.
Oh
And then
god.
it's kind of every once in a while, just kind of playing a fire bit, just using thaumaturgy to change the color.
Nice. Alright.
At one point you see it green. At some point it's like a bright red. At some point you see it go pink for a second before it gets back to normal.
Wait a second. Is that why the fire changed color that one time?
And then continuing on to the third watch.
I'll go probably shake you awake. Your turn for watch.
if you need me to stay awake, I'm fine to do that.
It should be fun.
I do stretch for a little bit, walk a
Just
little
let me know if you
closer,
do need
so I can
anything.
cast message. Keep an eye on me, please.
Thankfully, she got a dirty 20, so
Nice.
she does keep an eye
I'll
on
just sit
you.
back down in trance.
Okay. All right. So, you two, you go back to sleep, and then you are here. I need you. 1 second. Let me. I'll add 5 more minutes on this whole timer I have. Okay. Don't worry about it.
Making rolls, saves potentially.
Probably. Let me.
Make a wisdom save.
Um,
Damn it, I was actually gonna try to do something on this watch too.
Here. try to do that first. Tell me what you're doing.
So
What
it's-
position do you fall asleep in?
Well, I hope I know what you're doing. If you're playing with fireworks, let me know now before you fall asleep.
No, she was just wanting to kind of fiddle with the new ability she got
Okay.
and just kind of play around with it and specifically try seeing what happens if she like looks up at the stars.
Okay. 1 second.
When you look at the stars, you fall asleep.
Or if she can, she will actually try to see what happens whenever she does that and then tries to see if she can manually force one of her transformations at the same time.
All right. So, hi. Ignore the music. Ignore the musical
No.
cue.
The music says something.
Okay.
Panic!
Don't worry about it. So as you're sitting here, let me.
Oh, I should probably roll to see which one she has. I know technically I can pick, but for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Which one was that? Seal.
Oh, okay. Okay, so as you're looking through your hands, and you know look around, look at some of your campmates, and same thing as before has happened. You look over the orb. I'm sure you do. No child. Maybe, you can see a little pulsating, but that's normal. You do it over in Lula's direction. Something around Lula makes you kind of go, that's interesting. And you're like, maybe this is just with all wizards. You're not quite sure. But there is a... right where her gut is, kind of like right here. Kind of a little bit. There is this glow emanating from her. And you can't see this, you can't see like specifics, you just know there's like this blue kind of glow around her that kind of goes down her arms, because she's kind of like sleeping like this, you know. You can see it coming up here and around through her arms, kind of like blue veins.
Yeah, which I mean that tracks with how she explained magic, like not like earlier for them, but last session for
Take a
us.
closer look. She's sleeping. Be nosy.
Would you like to do that, or would you like to look at the stars?
She's gonna look at the stars first.
Okay.
She might eventually go over to her, but she
makes it the bar.
she's gonna focus on the things she wanted to do first.
Okay. So as you look up at the stars, you're like, wow, that's crazy. You look up at the stars. And that constellation, these like line of stars in the sky, they morph and change for you. Like, you move your hands and you notice the stars have changed. Even just outside of your hands, and you're like, uh-oh. But the constellation itself has matched the seal. Sign of star. Because every time you have a change, markings on yourself look like a constellation of that creature or that thing that triggers your wild magic.
Yeah.
And you realize as it aligns just perfectly, there's just like and you recognize this as a feeling of wild magic entering your body, and your form is changing.
Lovely. Okay.
So you just have the effects of the seal at the moment, and there is the usual fur comes up from your arms and your legs, as well as your cute little nose, cute little seal nose. Your eyes become solid black and kind of become bigger pupils. You know, their little boba eyes. You know,
All the curls.
yeah,
Gone.
Gone. They turn slick, and your fingers become webbed, and you are now in Silo form.
Silo.
She kind of flexes them. Are they still like that weird
Glassy.
transparent?
Yes.
And her hair at the end is still like weirdly like almost constellation-y.
Mm-hmm.
This just in, astronomers around the world are panicking right now.
And then you look back up because I assume you're doing that exactly thing.
She's kind of like, what?
You realize that when all of your stuff is completely like finished, the stars realign themselves back to where they were.
Bloody hell.
Can you roll a D100 for me?
The stars were really like 1 second, fam.
The stars align just for you. And the gas at everyone else, they're going back, right back.
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine some astronomer saw them change. Like, holy shit, Dave, get over here. The moment they look back at a telescope, it's back to normal. It's like,
23.
What's wrong
Okay.
with you?
All right.
I swear the cosplay was moving. I'm telling you. You need to sleep, man. You've been awake for too long. Drink less coffee.
With that 23, your chest hurts. Right here. And this is you've never felt this before. This is a new thing. Again. Yay you.
So many new things
And-
you're learning about yourself.
It's almost like you're having trouble breathing a little bit. And you blink. You kind of like try to catch your breath. You try to catch something. You sit back down. And you look like you're struggling to breathe right now. Like if someone was looking at
If
you,
anybody else was awake right now.
they might try to do something. But you're alone right now.
Is Corn Chip
Unfortunately.
Not...
Well, okay, you're not alone. Corn Chip
Corn Chip
flies.
He just doesn't care. He's like,
He flies over to you and is doing concerned bird flaps. Not really sure what to do, but the orb glows, but it's not orange this time. It glows with this slight blue tinge, like it changes to be blue. And you feel this very cold claw on your hand.
Claw?
And that's where we're gonna go to break.
What?
We're gonna go to break. We're doing 15 minutes. I'm hungry. Alright, so we just left off on someone having chest pains, specifically right here.
just continue cursing my
Anyway, someone had chest pain in this very specific area, and you felt, okay. The orb was turning blue, and you feel this claw on you, and it's cold and dry. Do you look towards it?
Yeah, but she's probably starting to panic even more now.
That's fair.
And yeah, she's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Are you using your hands to
Yes,
see?
she is
Okay.
gonna try to look with her hands.
All right. So if you look through your hands,
She's going with her hands.
yeah, quite literally. If you look through your hands, towards the area where the claw is touching your left leg.
Uh-huh.
Let me go back to. I like this one. I like this one. It's my favorite.
Is it cockroaches?
I can like cockroaches.
No.
No!
Yeah, we're good.
There we go. My cockroaches. Anyway, it's cold, and your eyes see little white dots along this. You realize it's not a claw that touches you. You may felt it like that, but this is something that it's a constellation. It's something made out of stars that's touching you. And if you look even more and you realize it's an arm, it's the arm of a dragon. And inside of the orb, so the orb is reflective. You guys can probably look at the orb, and if you kind of stare at it a little too long, you can see your own reflection. Instead of your own reflection, or even the reflection of a seal, you see a dragon. But it's odd. It's sort of like a 2D dragon. Like, it's not a 3-dimensional one. It's almost as if a 2D plane has come into the 3rd dimension and is reflecting off of...
Sorry, Philo, you're made out of a single plane now. You've been demoted.
Yeah.
Okay!
Your 3rd dimension revoked.
You're revoked.
I don't know what to think of this. She definitely doesn't.
And again, the orb is blue, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew it was coming.
At disadvantage,
Aww.
actually. Yeah.
So the first one was a 15.
Okay.
Second one, 9.
Okay.
On a disadvantage, man.
Okay, so for a brief moment, you feel as though you can fight this, whatever this is. You're like, I can't fall asleep right now, I can't do that. And then for a while, you're succeeding, you're winning, and you're going in, you realize you're going in and out of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And in those moments of when you open your eyes, close them again, you can see this, whatever this constellation is. The only thing you can think of is a living constellation. Almost as if the stars themselves, these balls of light, are rearranging themselves into this draconic form. And it's getting closer to you, almost. And now it is not just the head. It's the head with the neck. Now it's just the torso. Now it's the arms. And it's over on top of you. Like, not like on top, but like you're here.
Yeah.
Doing this.
Is she able to, like, kick Fallon or something?
I would say,
Or if she's standing up or whatever, is she able to purposely let herself fall backwards into the alarm?
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
She'll let herself fall backwards into the alarm on purpose to trigger you waking up.
Okay. So, as you do that, the alarm goes off. What does alarm do?
You can either set it so then it makes an audible noise, or it just
It mentally pings me. I do know when I set it, I can make it so that certain creatures don't trigger it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's set to everyone right now.
Yeah. And it can either be an audible one that everybody can hear, or it's only
It's just mental ping.
Okay, so it's
Okay,
just you.
mental you. Okay. So, you're awake now.
Yep.
You see this. Actually, you don't see this. It's almost like the orb is blue, and in its small radius of light, 'cause it does give off light, it gives off probably about like 5 feet of dim light, you can see it bouncing off of a spirit or something. Some sort of transparent wisps, but then it kind of, like, as the radius of it disappears, like it goes into darkness again, so does this creature. So it seems like whatever, you're smart enough that whatever, Philo's having a problem, and 2, whatever's causing this problem can probably be seen with this orb. Like, completely. It's
You
on your
would
end.
notice her hand is over her face right now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'll let you think about what you would like to do for just a moment, and I'll come back to you 1 second. In between these flashes, not only do you see that, there's one specific thing, because you did get a 9. And as you fall back on the alarm, and it mental pings him, your eyes close, and then just for a brief moment, you're back with your sister. And you're lying in this field. It looks kind of similar to the one that you guys set up camp in, but this one is full of flowers. And you have this feeling that it's your sister, and then a feeling that it's not your sister. You look over and you're like, who is this? And it's like your brain can't comprehend necessarily if it's exactly your sister or someone that fits that same kind of role. But it's warm. It's this intense heat that you've come to associate with the child. And words escape your mouth, but it's not your voice. It's this masculine voice that escapes. Oh. So, warning. I don't know what that is. Oh. And it's this masculine voice. Okay. That escapes. Okay. And he lifts his hand up. You're lifting your hand up. He's lifting his hand up. Right now you're the same person. And your hand switches to almost to a constellation. And there's claws. This is the hand that grabbed you, or that belongs to the dragon that came out. And then it changes, and it shifts to be more human-like. And then it shifts, and every time it shifts, it's not like just like an organic shift. It's each of these little stars that make up the joints of this being rearrange themselves into this. And once they do, they become this glassy. It matches how your hands are when you do detect magic. It matches that same texture. This person that you are at this moment is that same texture. And the woman that you're lying in this field with is so enamored by this. And she's giggling. And that's so interesting. And you take her hand. At this moment, you're in this weird reality of... In front of you is this woman who seems to be made of lava. But you can't quite make out anything else. It's just like a bright silhouette, kind of like how the child is. But you look closely at her hands, and it's like lava. And she is enamored by all of the stars. You're so lovely. I wonder. And then she takes off one of the stars off of your form. So essentially like the top knuckle or whatever. You don't feel anything. And then she holds it to the sky. And then fire erupts from her mouth and shoots this star up into the sky. And creates a bunch of smaller stars. She bites your finger. And then lets go. And then it heats up. And she elongates back to where you have a finger again, completely. Oh. How fun. What would you like to do?
What the fuck?
Okay, just make sure I'm understanding. Describe the situation that I'm seeing, not
So what you're seeing is Philo fell back on the alarm, and this, whatever this creature is, again, you can be illuminated by the light of the forge, the orb, and it looks like she's having trouble breathing. She's like on the floor, like that.
Yeah. Oh, good. Is the orb still nearby, or does she leave it back at the?
I mean, it's near her.
Yeah. I'll just pull it a little bit closer, so it's just a bit closer to us, and I'm just going to quickly first try to figure out what's going on with her breathing.
Yeah. If you hold on to this orb, you realize that it's highlighting certain parts of this creature, this body, the constellation, the dragon. For simplicity's sake, it's the constellation dragon.
Yeah.
It's highlighting his form. He's just standing there. Like, I cannot... He's, like, over and making direct eye contact with you. In this moment. And it seems like her breathing might be that, but you see this glow emanating from her chest. Right here. And this is white, kind of almost bluish glow.
So I'm assuming this is some kind of magic.
Whatever, probably not. Would I ever have encountered anything like this or any kind of weird glow, or at least maybe even a school magic I can just kind of tell just by the vibe is giving off.
And she still currently looks like a seal and astral, correct?
Yes.
Astral seal.
She's an astral seal right now, and all this is happening.
You also would see, I think, all of her, like, freckles currently glow, too. So, like, she literally is a glowing mess of a star person right now.
Yeah.
You would not see it, but I do not see me reacting as much to that right now. Right now, I'm just, there's a problem here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's fix it.
So, could you make a... Let's see. You can do Arcana or Religion for me.
I will do... Both of them are equal.
Okay. Choose something, though. I
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Ruining my dice.
Oh.
3.
Which one did you choose? Arcana or Religion?
Religion.
Religion? Okay. So, you're smart enough to make a connection that this is probably something divine, because it has something to do with the orb. There's stars. It's glowing. It's been divine this whole time. Anytime we do magic, it seems to be divine.
Why the fuck is there a dragon?
But why is there a dragon? Who's the dragon? What is the dragon? What's going on?
You don't know.
You don't know. You off the top of your head, you can't even think about if there's a god that it takes the shape of a dragon.
Yeah.
You can't. Your dragons. This is the first time, for all intents and purposes, you've seen a dragon.
Yeah. All I know right now that I can piece together is that this is magic. I don't know how to stop it.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that it's tied to the orb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to quickly put the orb next to Kyrena. That's like within the arm. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to lift you up.
Okay. Alright. So, in your vision, as your finger gets put back together by this woman, all of a sudden, you feel yourself being picked up.
Oh!
And you like, blink, blink, blink. Your breathing is fine again. You're completely, like, it's fine. And this form, this dragon, you can still see clearly. Even when your hand is gone, you can see this still completely clearly. You can still see him.
Okay.
And he essentially just looks really, like, you can't necessarily make out the facial reactions of a reptile, necessarily.
Lizard blink.
But you can kind of tell he looks like he was trying to do something, realized it didn't go necessarily how he wanted it to go, so he retreats not to the orb, but back into your chest. You don't necessarily see this exactly, but essentially, as it goes, and then again, your breathing is perfectly fine now, and your chest hurts. I mean, it hurts. You're sore, but it's not like life or death hurt anymore.
But the vision's also back to normal, so they can see.
Mm-hmm. And the blue light that was with the orb is back to being orange, and what's his name? Corn chip. There we go. I was about to say crow. I was like, I mean, yes, that's not even right. It's a grackle. Corn chip is like flapping and frantic a little bit about the orb, making sure it's okay. And once it goes back to orange, he lays on it, kind of like as if it's his egg. Kind of.
Corn chip guardian of the orb.
Kyrina is dead asleep.
Yeah.
She couldn't be bothered right now. They are asleep. And as for y'all, yeah,
Y'all have
you're
no
asleep.
idea.
You're trancing. And then Lulu's asleep, but yeah, pretty spooky, whatever that was.
Is she
You're-
still seal?
Mhm.
Still transparent.
Just a little, yeah.
Okay, so it's less now though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your breathing's better.
What the hell was that?
I'm not sure what you were seeing, but you were breathing very heavy. There was a dragon I saw for a moment.
It
Such a
wasn't
conic-
just a moment. Also, the stars changed. Like in the sky, the stars changed, and then that happened.
That is odd. I don't know, but first, here, sit down.
She realizes that you're carrying her, and it's like, oh,
Yeah, it wasn't like a full like carry that with the strength of it. It's kind of like a one arm over my shoulder, like trying to support you up that way.
yeah. She takes her weight off of you and stands up, and is kind of like.
You just sit down for a moment.
Well,
Put my hand on your chest. Just breathe for a second. In, out. And I'm just gonna kind of see if their breathing's back to normal. If there's still any like lingering like issues or difficulties.
Okay.
You got pneumonia?
So as you do that, take a few breaths. Everything seems to be pretty normal, if not an elevated heart rate. But
That's panic will do that.
yeah. I mean, considering that you can assume that she just saw a giant fucking dragon coming at her.
You saw a guy go.
I would like to clarify also, it's the dragon you saw is more eastern in nature, so it's not it's like more like a snake, like a serpent.
Yeah, with like the little whiskers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long worm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your breathing seems to be fully normal again. Whatever that was, physically you're fine now. What else did you see? Seems like you saw more than I did.
Could you see the dragon?
I think I saw it for a moment, but I didn't see most of what they were saying, right?
Yeah, no,
You saw the silhouette.
Silhouette.
Yeah, and it's kind of. Have you ever seen like a glass jellyfish?
Oh.
Have you seen like that, where it's like there's like an outline? You can see.
Or like a moon jelly.
Yeah. Yeah, like a moon jellyfish. It's kind of like that. But so it's like transparent, little plastic bag dragon.
Yeah.
But yeah, you saw that, but it faded. Like not completely. You weren't able to see the full form, just whatever was illuminated by the orb. So.
I just saw the silhouette of it. Don't have pupils I can look at. Otherwise, you're fine.
Blink, blink.
But no, I just saw a silhouette of it. Didn't really see much more than that.
Well, I could see the whole thing. She ate my finger. And then put it back. No, there was a weird lava lady. And I was a man. And then she took a star off my hand, put it up into the sky, and then bit my finger and made it grow back.
We're gonna have to find a sanitarium.
And I think that was the dragon. Who may or may not be in my chest. Or the orb. I'm not fully sure.
Now you do remember that the specific like heat and the style of what she looked like matched what the orb looks like.
Oh, I know.
So just like you know, yeah.
No, I know. She's just currently reeling from what the fuck just happened.
Aren't you glad you got dragged into this?
Dragged into this.
Dragged on into this.
Yup.
Welcome to Gone Rolling.
I don't. How did the stars in the sky change?
Magic works in unexplainable ways. There's a reason it's still a mystery to most of us, even to those that understand it.
Magic's not supposed to change the stars. Those are stationary. That's why we make maps of them. Why did the star change? Why is there a dragon?
And you're certain you saw the stars change?
She's gonna use her skills in drawing star maps to sketch out what it looked like versus what it normally looks like.
Okay.
This.
Yup.
It looks like this. That's what happened. This is what it normally looks like. See up there?
Mhm.
It's currently looking like that. But then it shifted to look like this, and then I changed into a seal, which matches this,
Pointing to the constellation on her arm.
and then it went back after I shifted.
The stars themselves might not have changed. It might have been your perception of the stars.
Considering that's what happened right before the dragon appeared, I don't know.
And the lady put the stars in the sky from the Dragon Man, so I don't know, maybe he has control over the stars. Or she does. She might be the orb, or somebody related to the orb. She's the same color as the orb. I don't know.
I'm going to assume that the dragon and the fire lady might be some kind of divine creature, or maybe like a god or a servant of a god.
Mm-hmm.
Do their descriptions, when they said, have I heard of anything like that? Of like dragons relating to stars,
Okay.
fire ladies that have something to do
Okay.
with stars, or
All right. Oh, F and chat to Karna. Anyway,
Have I heard of fire ladies?
the fire lady in question. We have fire gods at home. The fire god at home.
Kinda.
Karna.
do I
the
know of any hot women in my area?
know that
No.
the orb is connected to a god that was known for something related to creation or
Okay, I'll hold your thought. Roll. I want you to roll. You can do religion and history for me.
Religion
this
and
was-
history?
Religion and then history for me.
this was because I remember him hearing what the old lady said.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the old lady mentioning something about where the orb came from and how it used to be something related to a divine, and I can't remember the exact wording that was used.
So for religion and history,
Yeah.
in that order,
Yeah.
9 and 19.
So
Oh, sorry, no, 8 and 19.
890. Okay. So in terms of religion, the only kind of divine being that comes to your mind that you know for certain that might be associated with fire. Oh wow, is Lorana, the Lady of Life? But that doesn't sound right. That's... No. And then your mind kind of drifts off to, but where have I heard this before? And besides the old woman's prophecy of talking about the orb being related to an old divine being, you also have remembered, because you work in the community, you're around town all the time. And over the past couple years, maybe even 5-6 years, it may have been, your mom says that it's actually been, it's not a common, or it's not an uncommon belief. There are some wackos out there. There are a lot of wackos that believe in various different deities, magic things that aren't like common to praise, to worship. And over the years, you've even seen some of these people yourself. There are people that believe that there is a trio of creation goddesses. The first one, which is commonly known as Zorkida. She is the creator of the first mortals, the Jotun. You guys, if you guys remember that, she is the giant goddess. And you know this just as yourself. And they also preach this in this belief system. I'll get to their name here in a second. In their belief system, that Zorkida failed in her creation of mortals. They were too much. So they were all killed for the most part, or locked away. And so a second goddess was brought in to try again, to do better. And that was Lorana, the breath giver. Lorana, to this day, normally, even outside of this belief system, is regarded as the Lady of Life. She is the creator of the modern mortal. There are many different versions of this tale, of how maybe not your race was created, but humans, elves, dwarves, gnomes were all created by her. And there are many different variations, but the most common one that is spread around also by this cult is they all descend from one creation that Lorana made. And then they all somehow were split into pieces, and that's how we get the variation of humans, dwarves, gnomes, etc. That wasn't your area of expertise necessarily, so that you don't know the exact name for that creature, you don't know the actual story, you just know it, whatever. Because Eberkin and Lorana are friends, so, like, she's cool, I guess. But unlike the normal people of the world from your perception, this cult, called the Wildfire Cult, believed there was a third goddess of life. A third one that was meant to who was meant to create a third wave of mortals. To forge a third wave of mortals. And they call her the Flame Mother. Her proper name is pending. No one can decide.
All right, I'm writing it down. Pending. That's a wonderful name.
Pending, yeah. And they call her the Flame Mother. And their essentially belief system is that she once existed. She once roamed this place at the same time that the first War of the Gods was going on. Like, she was there. She's in the pictures, you know. But something happened to her, and she was locked away. And so now, through our efforts, through your efforts, we can bring her back. And sometimes through prayer, you can see them praying to this deity. You can also see them. You haven't You've perhaps caught wind and have reported to the guards and, for all intents and purposes, of sacrifices going down in hopes to bring her out of the woodworks. But that's as much as you know. And what's your intelligence score?
It is a 13.
Okay. I'd say you're still a little bit smart enough to put this together. Wildfire, cult, flame mother, goddess, life, forge, heart of the forge. I'll let you continue with that. Suspicious.
Reviving the dead goddess.
Oops.
A flame mother by the name of Pendy.
So, that's what we
That's a
have.
lot of information.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was even the question I was answering? I just knew that was
if I had heard.
right.
Yeah, I was sitting there like
Flame
black.
ladies.
And you've heard of flame ladies. The flame mother.
The flame mother.
The flame mother.
Philo was sitting there blabbering about what the fuck she just saw, and you're like putting together all of the pieces.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
Back in the city, I remember hearing rumors, and I'd seen a couple of them go around. There was a cult that was going around. That was the cult of the Flame Mother. They were worshipping what they believed to be a third creation goddess. Of course, there's the two that are pretty widely well known. There's Jorkita and Lorana. But they believe there was a third one made out of or relating to fire. That's supposed to bring about a new wave of creations. They disappeared with a great war between the gods, and nothing known more about them. I know that they've been trying to bring them back out through prayer, sacrifices. It's been ongoing for years, but they've been pretty small. But it might relate to the cargo that we are carrying now.
We need to make sure nobody ever finds out what that egg is, or
And
the fact that I just witnessed that.
Also, when I speak, I don't know how much you're controlling your volumes. You are somewhat panicking. I'm speaking very quietly about this, just so they can hear.
She's not purposely being quiet, but she's also not yelling at this point. She's being a little cognizant of her volume, but
Yeah.
not super well.
My assumption, based on what the old woman had told us, of the seer, is that this has something to do with an old dead god, or something along those lines. This could be them, or something relating to.
Are we? Is my quote-unquote nephew going to be a dead god?
Find out next time on Gone Roll. Sorry, go ahead.
That fragment of them, a rebirth, or just something relating to them. It might not be them directly.
Cult's gonna love this.
You need to go back to bed.
I mean, yeah. You probably
Yeah,
will.
let's just go back to sleep.
I'm
You
Probably not.
need sleep more so than me, and I need to process. Go to sleep.
Go away.
Go to sleep.
I am doubtful that I'll be able to fall back asleep after this. And I'd rather make sure that you're safe. One night of sleep's not gonna hurt me. I've gone longer before.
Fine, whatever. She literally is just sitting there for like she goes and sits down and literally just sits her hands like her face in her hands for a little bit and just sits there and just like what is going on? What's wrong with me? Why am I like this? Just contemplating everything.
Be like that. Real woman moment. Anyway.
She's so stressed right now. She was finally having a fun time going on an adventure. And
Adventure!
now it's like
Adventure!
existential crisis.
Not everything's as you read it in the books.
Yeah.
Dread.
Sometimes it involves the reviving of dead gods.
Maybe. She is gonna try to think back on, like, if she ever had any weird stuff that happened during childhood, actually, though. Or if any weird dreams or weird anything that would connect to a dragon or seeing the constellations change weirdly or anything that she had seen like that possibly before that maybe she just didn't immediately put together.
Yeah, sure. You can roll history for me.
Please, dice, be nice to me today. I've been That was not in the tray. That wasn't any better. That was a 5.
You think real hard. Your brain is scattered.
Mm-hmm.
There's a dragon in your chest.
Yeah.
And that's not even
Was the dragon
a
original?
metaphor for being nervous either. That is.
No, she. Nope. Yep. Great. Lovely.
You might want to. You're on the right. You're on the right train of thought. You might want to try again later.
Yeah. No, that tracks.
Yeah. As you focus in on that. Last watch. Well, now you're here.
I'm here now.
I guess we both take watch and then.
Lula wakes up.
Yeah. I feel we'll actually go over and. Did she de-transform?
No. Not yet.
They've been asleep.
No. She's now being like, wait. She's supposed to be doing last watch. I'm currently Seal.
As I see them kind of starting to get up over there, but
Yeah.
not looking over yet, if you need, we can pretend I was on last watch and you can at least be hidden from their view. I plan on staying up anyways. If you want to keep watch, you can. If you want to try to sleep it off, you also can.
I feel bad lying.
We're already going to be doing that a lot here.
We've lied to her already.
We've already probably told them at least 14 lies.
We're keeping count over there.
No, she's just gonna use alter self to change herself back.
Do note, I don't know if Hope's going to care about this, casting a spell during long rest breaks your long rest.
Oh yeah, and it's true.
True.
Thank you.
I couldn't remember if that applied to elves once they rested or not.
No, I'm gonna say
If-
if we're in a watch system, no, don't do that.
Gosh, what can she possibly do? She just.
You can put a blanket over your head.
It's not gonna hide webbed fingers.
What if you're holding the blanket?
How is
Like a
she gonna
little
hide the
bump-
eyes and the nose though?
You're cold.
No, she'll send you over there to keep watch for them and stay over by the orb and Kyretta. So then they still have a watch, but let's just say that you woke up and we just didn't want to wake up anybody else since you were already awake and couldn't go back to sleep.
So like we're leaving Lula asleep.
I guess there's no one to wake them up unless they set a way to wake themselves up.
Yeah, as far as you guys know, she's still asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she'll just send you over there, so you get
Yeah,
to go wait over there.
I'll walk over there. I'll probably patrol the area, just go back and forth.
Mind
I
you-
don't want to leave them alone.
Mind you, there is an alarm set up.
Yeah, we saw.
I saw where they set up the alarm.
Cool.
Probably.
Perception, I guess. Let's
Hers
see.
is audible. Sorry. No. No.
Can I roll above a 10 today
Yeah,
for
if
perception?
you wake her up.
Hmm?
Do you wake her up?
But no, I'm keeping them asleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not. We're saying that's why he's walking back and forth between the two camps is to basically
Okay.
take over her watch.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Give you cover so they don't have to see you.
Yeah.
They don't have to see Seal.
Lovely.
Go ahead and roll for me. What'd you get?
9.
9.
12.
Well,
I literally
Okay.
haven't rolled above a 10 today, I think.
it's all good. All right. So, in your watches, you think you hear rustling. Rustling. What's over there? Oh, it's a rabbit. Okay.
It's corn chip.
No, corn chip's resting on the orb.
So corn chip does not rustle.
That's true.
He would make a lot more noise than that.
Corn chip is not Russell.
Lula, still asleep. The orb. Let me check. How's the orb doing?
How's the orb? What's the
The
orb
good
doing?
thing is if the orb tries to put everyone to sleep.
You're far enough away.
I am patrolling, so I might be within it. There's a good chance I might not be within its range.
It also seems like you have a little bit of a chance to try to pull out and get away if need be.
If I feel drowsy, just dive.
Yeah, dive out of the way.
You're still next to the orb, right?
Yeah.
So you, Karna, and the orb over there? Okay. And then the boys and Lula over there. Okay. Karna is completely zonked out. Just for the sake of, I don't want to include Ryan something, if Ryan's not here. So, Corn Chip exists and is a person I should keep in mind.
Uh-huh.
But this isn't exactly a dream. You get this warm pulse in your head. And can you roll a wisdom save for me?
How many wisdom saves over there?
I know.
Will you roll above a 10?
What'd you get? 6. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You are so determined not to fall asleep. You're so determined not to fall asleep. And just for a moment, though, you just close your eyes. And you hear your voice in your head, along with this warmth. It feels like the kind of warmth that you get if someone like hugged you, kind of thing. And you hear in this broken kind of way. It sounds like it's a younger child's voice, but it's almost like it's created by cutting pieces of pre-said words strung together.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
Is she able to, like, respond?
You can try to respond.
Yeah. I think.
And you open your eyes and you're in that field again.
Of course she is.
But you're yourself.
Is anybody else here?
Corn Chip is. Because Corn Chip is eyes and ears for Karna.
Corn chip is always here.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't see him, he's here.
Yeah. Friendship is always here.
Yeah. And yeah, she's been sealed. Anyway, Corn Chip is like, and it's a night sky. This is a night setting. It's this beautiful flower field. It's like full of wildflowers. Think of like the Texas hill country, like all the red and yellow flowers,
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like that. And with you in this moment is the orb's child form. Sitting down across from you. He's mimicking however you're sitting. So if you're like sitting with your knees to your chest or whatever, he's doing the exact same thing.
She probably sitting cross-legged.
Okay. Corn chip flies around for a little bit. Then lands on his head. You look out in this scene.
She's actually gonna look up and see, are the stars still there from the other vision that she just had?
Yes. But you recognize this constellation, though. Now that you're can breathe and can have a moment,
And it's herself.
and it's yourself, and you look up, it's the constellation of the Seal. Perhaps
Okay.
what you saw was maybe that constellation's creation. You're not sure, but maybe that's what it was.
Interesting.
The child, or Soren, as you remember, your sister chose that name. If you want to call him Soren, I mean, he gets up and kind of scoots closer to you, and then holds his hands out.
Are you sure this won't hurt? Wait, no, you're not sure?
Won't hurt.
Okay.
Instant pain.
No. You forget he's made of fire.
That's what she asked!
No. And you take his hands, and for a brief moment, it's warm. It'll always be warm. And your seal form, every little bit, when you have your forms, yes, your entire body changes, but there's still bits and pieces of you that are still, for description purposes, human or elven. Like you still have like skin and all that
I
stuff.
hope you have skin.
Yeah.
It's like a werewolf transformation.
Yeah. You notice that the bits on your arms that match that seal, like your webbed fingers and the specific fur on you, glows to match his glowingness. And he holds your hand like that, flat, and then starts patting down like this. And 1 second. Okay. He kind of pats it on little areas, so he's like doing patting on your arms and stuff. And he's trying to, you're smart enough to realize this, he's trying to mimic whatever the lady did in the other vision.
Try to take that finger.
And of like trying to mold your skin back to what it used to be or what it should be. And it's working.
So
Precious child!
it's working?
It's working. And you realize that your eyes and your ears and all stuff still is the same. It's just the areas that he was able to make glow and pat down. It's like your hands go back to being philo hands. He goes back.
How'd you do that?
Fix.
Thank you.
Welcome.
She kind of gives a little gentle head pat.
Nice.
Are you her?
Her. And then right next to you is the same scene that you saw or you were a part of, but it's happening now just next to you.
Oh.
And you get a clearer vision of this woman
And the guy.
and the guy.
I now see what he looks like fully.
Yeah. And so this guy is, again, like the texture that I described earlier of a transparent jellyfish kind of style. And he himself, every single joint has a star on it. But he's not exactly a humanoid in shape, you realize now. That might have been just your perception. Because it is that long...
Oh, it's the dragon.
Dragon form. And it snakes around this body, and it circles around, creates like a little nook for this similar... this other woman, this woman, to be there as well. And it kind of creates a little nook for her to sit in. And you see this exact scene happening out in her. And then she picks up something and then starts shaping it into different, like a flower, kind of. And then she touches it, and it crystallizes, and she looks disappointed. And then it crumbles. And then he picks up those same pieces and then holds it in his hand. And those same pieces morph back into his hand, and he closes it. And it becomes glowing pieces of stardust. And then he morphs it into a flower. You recognize this constellation. It's the rose that you have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And he flings it up into the sky. And then she looks like in awe, but also disappointed. And he goes, her? No. Think. No. Not her.
Part of her? Or descendants?
And he stands up kind of in like a frustrated child way. Like he kind of stands up and is like... And as he takes these steps in the field, and the other beings in this vision or dream, they have no idea you're here. They're just there. In case you were thinking they were like actually there, they're not.
Yeah.
As he steps though, his steps burn the ground underneath where he steps onward, and he looks out onto the just everywhere on the hills and the open grounds, and this place looks so untamed. It looks so beautiful. It's like nothing, no civilization has ever been built here. It simply is. Waiting for something. Like a blank canvas almost, you know. But he looks out, and he looks like he's trying to go past a certain point, but he can't. And he's like patting on and he's like,
Is there any like patches of dirt anywhere that isn't covered by flowers?
No. I'd say no, but you could make a patch of dirt.
Okay. She's gonna kind of go over to the child and just gently kind of put her hand on his shoulder, and it's like, hold on, come with me. She's gonna kind of lead him wherever there's the least amount of flowers, and just start pulling at flowers to make a patch of dirt, and then draw in the dirt with her finger. Could you try this if you are having issues for words?
And he does start and he cannot for the life of him figure out what this is. Like what he does like this onto the ground, and it's just digging into the ground. He doesn't quite understand what you're asking of him, and like he sees you drawing, but it's just not making some click in his head, and he's getting slightly frustrated, and he does start glowing a little bit more fiery, but then and he touches your forehead just for a moment.
Okay.
And you feel the warmth. 1 second.
And I'm just gonna blast you.
Just here you go.
Here, 1 second.
You just thought.
Here comes the
Either that or just like, leave the dream.
Get out.
I'm frustrated. Leave.
Okay. The memory that comes to your mind, it's not an entirely it's not one you necessarily like, it's not one of the ones you remember. It's like it's a memory you remember, but it's not like when you talk to your memories. It's just not one of the top 10 best memories. This is at your sister's wedding.
You're right, not top 10 best memories.
Let's see. 1 second. Okay.
Cursing my dice. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
He's infecting all of us with cursed dice.
Oh my god.
Like, oh, I forgot my dice, guys.
So at your sister's wedding, you remember that your sister was radiant and happy. She was so excited and happy, and you remember watching their first dance, her and Yavin. And oh wow, the Karopale was decked to the nines. This was, the royal wedding. It was beautiful. But you also remember your mother being very particular about where you were at all times to make sure that wild magic didn't happen, didn't ruin your sister's day. And every time you look at your sister, you get this, warm feeling, as if he's trying to point to her, but then he stops. And in this memory, stops. It's in the middle of their dance.
Mm-hmm.
And he stops, and he comes out behind her as if he was a part of the beam of light that was on her. Kind of morphs around, and he looks at her in and he looks where you're standing next to your mother, and he walks to her. Kind of actually doesn't necessarily walk normally. He kind of skips along, kind of scurries over to you, and your mother's frozen. You're not frozen, but everyone else is, and your mother is standing there, looking like a proud woman that she usually is, and she is decorated. She's very vain. She's a vain woman, and so she was very, very happy about all of this. And he looks at her, and he looks at you, and he looks at her, and he points to her.
So, she's your mom? Kind of? Okay.
And he repeats in your voice, it's weird, Mom.
Alright.
And no, he goes, and he scurries back over to your sister. Mom.
Yes, that's your mother again.
Oh, that's more you can! Oh my lord! Oh, this kid has immediately won Philo's heart. Oh no. You would die for
He's
for
so
this orb.
baby.
He is a baby, guys. You've done it.
So, are both of them your mom?
He's just as confused as you are. He seems to know the answer, but also doesn't. He's very confused. But
Do you know where he went? Pointing to Yavin. Like she's gonna kind of walk over. Do you know where he is?
he looks at him. He looks at him real hard.
Is he your dad?
He looks confused at that word.
You have a mom, but you also have to have a male figure. A dad. A father.
Like, do I have to?
Nah, two mothers, take it or leave it.
He goes, And then he. Okay. Whoa. He kind of moves. And there's this almost like a ripple effect that happens. And then you're back in the other one.
Cool. Just shunted into Dream of Dreams.
Yeah.
Got it.
Congratulations.
And he
Get this
scurries.
guy out of here.
He scurries over to the two that are sitting there, and he looks at this dragon and thinks real hard. You can see him. You can see the cogwheels turning in his little head.
Did the two of them make you? People made you.
Wait, what?
Is Naya one of those 10? Okay, so there's Naya. There's the Flame Lady.
Oh, you guys can't see my hands. I want y'all to see. I've been doing the same thing as yours.
Okay. The dragon. Okay, so that's one of the male ones.
There's your daddy.
Is Yavin one of the male ones? Or no?
You can tell he doesn't quite know.
Okay. Do I know any of the others? Am I involved? No.
No.
Is Luca?
Oh, you
No? Okay.
I mean, you got,
He looks like he's laughing.
you got the symbol for like, what was it again?
Lover.
Yeah, what, the on your neck,
The kid is learning humor, guys. The kid's learning humor.
Amazing.
She does laugh a little bit. It's like, okay, you gave me a little bit of a heart attack.
Oh no.
The Lorana? No. Oh, you
She does
don't
not
like
like
her?
Flames.
Oh,
We hate Lorana.
gotcha. Not a
On
fan.
the side of my face.
Flames.
Side
of my face.
Do you remember getting carried? From when they found you to when you found Naya, my sister.
And he touches your forehead again. And you're brought to another memory
Number 3.
of You, by yourself, walking the lonely road.
Wow.
With
Top 10 best memories.
top 10 best
Looking
memories.
absolutely disheveled.
And he, you know how like, you're probably marching on, you look
Yeah.
really depressed. He is marching like really enthusiastically next to you.
Memory number 9.
Do you remember what happened in the forest?
He doesn't either.
Oh god, what was the other guy's name?
Unless...
Eric.
Eric. Do you remember Eric at all? Briefly.
Looks like an idiot.
Right as
You hear in Luca's voice. Idiot.
Yes, that Eric. Could you show me that memory that Luca had?
He shows you memory.
Just memory of a bad
Fuck
joke.
you!
Essentially, what you witness is them coming out of the jungle, the viridescent wilds, and they seem to be very panicked, very tired looking, and only one of them Luca has the heart of the forge. And Eric is freaking out, Luca's freaking out. They're like, where's the king? Where's the king? He might be in there. Eric says, I can't go back. They're going to think that we did something, and if not you, they're going to think me, that I did something, I hurt him. I can't go back there. I can't. And he casts a spell, and it disappears.
Fuck you.
I'm guessing she could recognize that it was like a teleportation spell, right?
Mhm.
Can she tell what kind it is?
Roll Arcana for me.
That's a 10. I finally got a 10.
Let's go! And for that 10,
I got nothing.
no, you got.
There was
It's
an
a tele-
item involved.
There was an item. It was an item. To perhaps
Scatter.
no.
He can pause the memory, right?
Mhm.
Could you rewind just a tiny bit to where he was just about to cast a spell?
This detective team.
She's so curious to see where this man went.
He's passing all of his concentration checks right now. He pauses it right at the moment.
We will find Eric and we will beat him up.
Are you like looking for branding on this item? Like saying it?
She's actually gonna look at see if there's any sigils on it or what exactly the item was. She'll walk over to Eric and kind of like, what was this item?
Okay.
Do her best to look at all of it and just be like,
1 second.
because she knows that the dude was missing. Like, you probably mentioned to her that his quote unquote fiance or whatever they are
Mm-hmm.
also doesn't know where he is. So she
Yeah.
is kind of curious of like, where did he go? I'm not gonna lie, this is mostly her being nosy.
Oh yeah.
Be nosy.
Be nosy. I wanna know where Eric is. I wanna punch him.
I have my thoughts on where he is.
Okay. So you recognize this item as a very, very powerful magic item.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that you go back to all your memories. This is really testing your knowledge of how well you paid attention to your brother-in-law whenever he talked to you, whenever he shared anything to you.
I mean, she
And-
likes listening to the
Yeah,
stories.
Yeah, and you'd recognize this sigil as kind of like a group sigil. It's related to it looks like the sigil of Karopole, which is a water dragon, or water-themed dragon. Has nothing to do with constellations. Nothing to do with constellations, as far as you know. And because it's in reference to Cordelia.
Yeah.
The blue scale. Anyway. And, this little sigil, can you roll a history for me? Come on, queen. Come on, babe.
Come on.
Do it.
Got it.
Gain that 20.
That was pretty damn close, actually. It was a 19 plus 2, so 21.
Okay, so you remember that Ruby had a similar sigil on, like almost looked exactly like this. Ruby did, and Calix did, as well, and Eric did. Luca never had one. Luca doesn't get this one. Sorry. But this sigil was essentially like a brooch-esque thing, and now that you see it, when you can go boom, 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 you can scrub through the memory, right? And as you go through it, you realize when he takes it off and presses it, it sets off a teleportation spell. But you would know that this through stories of talking to Yavin. This is like maybe one of the poker nights. Everyone's drunk as hell. Yada yada yada. You don't know. You can't quite necessarily remember exactly. Might have been this. Might have been that. But you do remember, just offhanded, when he was talking about one of his adventuring times where they were able to meet a mage, a very powerful mage, and wow, was he crazy. He had a long white beard, the cone hat, all whole 9 yards. Anyway, he created these objects in exchange for, I can't remember what I gave him. But these objects that were made for one of each of his party members at the time. And it came in handy one time because we used it. And what this item does, it all comes to you. If you think about one of the other wearers of these, you can destroy it and teleport to their location.
Why didn't he tell me this? So he might have just teleported to Yavin?
Yes.
Why didn't he tell me this?
That's why
And that's why
right
we
on. Yeah. I knew I'd do it after Yavin.
Just teleported into the ether, I guess.
That's where he went. Huh. She looks like a seal, partially like a seal still right now, right?
Not your hands, but like everywhere else.
Is she still partially astral? Because it's still nighttime.
It is, I would say, because it's the last watch, you're past 4 a.m. So no, you're not, unfortunately.
She was so curious. She's like, wait, what if I just...
Does he have a brand?
Can she cast magic in the dream?
Dreams might not even capture everything. Like, magic might not be the same in a dream as it was in reality.
That doesn't mean she's not gonna try. She's gonna attempt to cast detect magic and see what happens. Because now she's curious of, if I do this, will it happen in real life? Or is this just gonna happen in here? Or...
You tried it?
Yeah, she tries it.
And then everything erupts in flames,
Not
and
my
you get
dream
dragged.
world.
You get dragged out, and you wake up.
Not in my dream world.
And you fell asleep sitting up, so you're like...
Question, did that take any time at all for them, like, in a dream? Was it, like, instantaneous, or was it, like, a couple minutes or hours they were out?
I would say it's probably, like, it's only been, like, a couple hours.
They might have to find themselves back in her sleeping bag.
Aww.
Aww.
Alex, who knows?
Do I actually lose a spell slot, or is it
No.
just... Okay, cool. Because I wasn't sure what would happen, but she really wanted to try and see what would happen. Hey, she got other information.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Bollocks. Damn it. Damn it, Al.
was that.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's close to when people were supposed to be waking up.
Yeah. Probably
About another hour.
Is her hair back to curly or is it still straight?
It's still straight.
Is her hands back to
Her
normal?
hands are back to normal. So parts of you have been fixed, but not all of you.
Not yet.
I should have finished this mark before. I'm so confused. Why do I have to have all these powers?
Well. With that, would anyone like to do anything real quick?
I'm asleep or
You're
I'm
asleep?
trancing.
Luke is having the best trance he's had in a while.
Not falling asleep. a little.
Uninterrupted trance.
I know, crazy.
What a luxury for you.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Philo's having a wild day today. Like, such a
Yeah.
wild night. Poor girl.
That's crazy. I haven't chat to Philo. But knowing a lot more information.
Yeah, she's got a lot of information.
That's good.
She's fucking terrified of it.
Where
If I did do anything no one saw.
it's very true.
That is true.
Very, very true. And with that, I'll say you guys all wake well. You could go back to sleep if you really wanted to. I don't know.
She's gonna...
To get actual rest, but you'd still get a long rest though.
Yeah, well, I mean, she got sleep beforehand as well, before all the weirdness started happening. But she will rest for a little bit until she hears other people waking up,
Mm-hmm.
mostly to hide so other people don't see her. So she is hiding in her sleeping bag currently and waiting to see if her hair goes back to being curly anytime soon.
Nice. Well,
Ah, that was the best uninterrupted trance I've had in a while.
and that's
No
all.
one can hear you because you're.
I know.
Just,
And
just, part of just, just.
And that is where I will stop for tonight. That's all for tonight. Catch you in the next stream. And remember, no matter the outcome, always let the dice roll. Good night, guys.